to impose and force the Israeli occupation to release the illegally held tax reviews. And the Islamic Arab Ministerial Committee will continue to crystallize and galvanize international support to establish the sovereign Palestinian state on the 1967 borders and support the efforts of Qatar and Egypt to reach a ceasefire in Gaza and provide humanitarian access and humanitarian aid to the Gazans. We also support the measures taken to implement the two-state solution through the coalition toward this end and the high-level international conference co-chaired by Saudi Arabia and France. The number of countries intending to recognize the state of Palestine, in addition to the Asian and African countries, in addition to European countries and South America, this asserts that the violations undertaken by Israel are rejected by the majority of the international community, and those who are still hesitant to put an end to this impunity should take another course. And the continuation of this impunity will undermine international system and the rules of international law, and undermine the multilateral opportunities for cooperation and international legitimacy, and would expand the cycle of violence and undermine the peace and security not only in this region but the entire world. In conclusion, we hope that our meeting today will reach a tangible conclusion that would support peace and security and stability in the region, and put an end to the cycle of violence and diffuse all the efforts on this opposite in order to have prosperity for all our people. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you, Mr. Chair, for holding this extraordinary meeting of the Ministers of Foreign Affairs of the OIC upon our request and other member states regarding the unprecedented grave developments related to Gaza and the decision of the Israeli occupation authorities to storm it and impose their control on its entirety. At the outset, I would like to convey to you the thanks of the Palestinian people and its leadership and President Mahmoud Abbas, to the custodian of the two holy mosques, and to his royal crown prince for their unprecedented support for the Palestinian issue and the inalienable rights of our people to self-determination and the sovereignty of the state of Palestine on the borders of the 4th of June 1967 with Al-Quds Sharif as its capital, and the return of the refugees. Mr. Chair, we would like also to express our heartfelt thanks for your presence today and for your support, and for the General Secretariat of the OIC and its Secretary General for their commendable efforts. Mr. Chair, Israel seeks to impose its full military sovereignty on the Gaza Strip and extend the...
Now for this discussion, we go to Rohan Gunaratna. He's an international affairs expert, joins us live from Singapore. Thank you, Rohan, for staying with us. Now, looking at these talks, considering the involvement of deputy foreign ministers rather than top-level officials above them, so what do you think, what does this signal about the seriousness or expectations for these negotiations?
What is important is that the negotiations take place, because whether they are ministers or deputy ministers, what is important is the position of every country to be known to another, so that there will be a concerted movement towards restoration of peace. There are two matters that needs to be resolved. One is that Israel is now planning the conquest of Gaza. In fact, Israeli minister has said that they will demolish Gaza if the hostages are not released. So what is paramount is to put maximum pressure on Hamas to ensure the release of the remaining hostages, not only the living hostages, but the fallen hostages. Their remains to be repatriated to Israel. If that does not happen, the Israeli troops will conquer Gaza and also will demolish the Gaza city. This threat has to be taken very seriously, because Israel will not tolerate any of its nationals and foreign nationals who are taken by Hamas and other terrorist groups to be continuously held in Gaza. So this consideration is essential. One is the release of the hostages. Number two is the disarmament of Hamas. And third is that either Hamas leave Gaza or they surrender.
Yes, thank you very much, Rohan Gunaratna, for joining